Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Karen Austrian. I'm the director of the Population Council's Girls Center, and we are thrilled to be here today and to introduce the Adolescent Atlas for Action, or the A3. Today we're going to be sharing a brief overview of the A3 tool and walk you through the three main data dashboards to share how you can use the global, national, and subnational insights that are included in the A3 in order to promote more data-driven programs, policies, and investments. But before we get into the tool, I want to share a little bit about who we are. So the Population Council's Girls Center is a global research center that generates, synthesizes, and translates evidence that transforms the lives of adolescent girls. And we believe deeply in our mission that in order to really create an ecosystem in which policymakers, donors, program implementers, and researchers are working together, grounded by data and evidence, is the way to truly ensure that girls can make a safe and healthy transition into adulthood. And part of that is making sure that the non-research world has access to understandable, translatable data. And the A3 is part of that mission in terms of creating tools to make that data available. So why did we develop the Adolescent Atlas for Action? It's not necessarily that there is a lack of data out there, but often it's hard to find that data, in particular for those who are not researchers. And the data that's available is often quite simple, and it's not accessible. And we know that busy decision makers, whether they be government staff, policymakers, don't have time to sift through all that data. They want sort of one-click stories. And that's what we're trying to do with the Adolescent Atlas for Action. Also, often most of the available data portals focus on country-level data and making country comparisons. And we know from our experience that often at the country level, that data really masks subnational pockets of vulnerability, and that country-level decision makers need subnational data in order to inform their action. So the A3, while it does have country-level data and country comparisons, goes beyond that, and for each country available also provides the subnational data, allowing for comparisons on all of the indicators between different regions in a country. Finally, that we know that girls' lives are dynamic. There are the ways in which the different thematic areas, whether it be education or violence or media or sexual and reproductive health, interact with one another. And we think that it's important in order to really drive this decision making to have a nuanced understanding of how different types of marginalizations connect. And so what the A3 does is it goes beyond just showing you one indicator at a time, but also providing how those indicators relate to one another. And we think that will really promote a holistic approach to supporting adolescent girls.
So what is the A3? The A3 is a suite of tools that help answer your questions about adolescent lives, what challenges they face, how challenges are linked, and what national policies are currently in place. Through our data dashboards, you can visualize the experiences and lives of adolescents at the national and subnational levels in low and middle income countries. Our dashboards are responsive, and data is just one click away. This makes it the ideal site for the busiest of decision makers. Ultimately, the A3 provides policymakers, donors, and advocates, and many others with accessible evidence and insights on adolescents that are easy to use to inform programs, policies, and investments. Now, let's walk through our three data dashboards: the Adolescent Indicators Dashboard, the gender gaps dashboard, and the policy checklist.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Slom and I'm the manager of the Girls Center. Today I'll walk you through the A3. You can visit us here at a3.popcouncil.org. Now let's take a look at the A3. Our website is dynamic, responsive, and easy to use. Data, insights, and resources are just one click away. A3 dashboards can be accessed through the homepage under the Data and Analytics section. We will briefly walk you through 3 dashboards today. The Adolescent Indicators dashboard can be used to explore how adolescents are faring based on key domains and indicators of well-being. Data from the latest demographic and health survey and multiple indicator cluster survey for 93 low and middle income countries have been aggregated in one place for you to easily explore. Here you can look at data for girls and boys aged 15 to 19 separately. Let's take a look at the boys dashboard. We've organized our data into 9 thematic domains and will continue to add new indicators in the coming year. Once you've clicked on a domain, you'll be able to select specific indicators. This dashboard contains a series of interactive and easy-to-use visualizations. Hover over a bar or a country to see details on national estimates. Take a deeper look at specific countries by exploring subnational estimates. Not only does this dashboard provide prevalence estimates, but it also presents confidence intervals, allowing you to better understand the uncertainty of the prevalence. The wider the band, the higher the uncertainty. This dashboard also allows you to explore how indicators are linked to one another. You can use this to better understand which indicators are more likely to co-occur. For example, in South Africa, engaging in high-risk sex and having no decision-making equity are highly linked. Lastly, navigate to the similarity matrix to see how all the different indicators are linked to each other for this country. Curious about data sources? Click here to get information on the source and year for each country. Want to perform your own analysis on our data? Click here to download spreadsheets of all the data. Lastly, if you want to learn more about how this data was analyzed, visit our resources page to access briefs outlining the methodology. Now let's take a look at the Gender Gaps dashboard. The Gender Gaps dashboard can be used to explore gaps among key indicators of well-being for boys and girls between the ages of 15 to 19. Once again, we've organized our data into 9 thematic domains. Indicators are nested under each domain. The dashboard contains a series of visualizations that allow you to view gender gaps through various perspectives. The map showcases the percentage difference between boys and girls. Hover over a country to see details on national estimates. The key below will show you where this country lies relative to other countries. If the region is more purple, the value for the indicator is higher for girls. If the region is greener, the value for the indicator is higher for boys. The chart below allows you to explore the gender gap in a slightly different way. Green circles represent the boys' value and purple circles represent the girls' value. The longer the line between the 2 points, the larger the gender gap. You can filter for specific regions and sort by multiple views here. Want to do a deep dive in a specific country? Click on a country here or from the map. Here you can get a better picture of what the gender gap looks like for all the indicators in a specific country. Each slice in this chart represents the gender gap for that indicator. Again, green indicates a higher value for boys and purple indicates a higher value for girls. The bar chart to the right allows you to compare where this country lies relative to others for this specific indicator. Below, you can explore subnational gender gaps for specific indicators. Similar to the global map, this map showcases the percentage difference between boys and girls by subnational region. Again, if the region is more purple, the value for the indicator is higher for girls. If the region is greener, the value for the indicator is higher for boys. The last part of this dashboard gives you a bigger picture. In this example, you can see how Sierra Leone's gender gap compares to other countries for all the indicators that are available in the A3. Now let's take a look at the policy checklist. This dashboard is a curated list of national policies relevant to adolescents under the 9 thematic domains. Adolescent-focused policies demonstrate commitment to achieving adolescent well-being and are often the first step in promoting change. This dashboard can be used to understand which policies are currently in place or not in place that address challenges faced by adolescents. The dashboard also helps showcase enabling environments by theme. Select a domain and region to get started. A green check mark indicates that a national policy is present. A gray X mark indicates that a national policy is not present. And a light gray question mark indicates that no data was available or that a determination on a policy was unable to be made by our team. Click on a specific policy to see more details, including a map, how this policy is applicable to the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, and its relevance to adolescent health and development. Want to dive into the data further? Click here to download a spreadsheet of the data behind the checklist. Lastly, if you want to learn more about how this information was compiled, visit our resources page to access briefs outlining the methodology.
The A3 is a valuable tool at your fingertips, powering actions for adolescents with data, resources, and insights. We hope that you'll continue to explore the A3 by visiting a3.popcouncil.org to power your actions. Check back often for new data dashboards and analytics that will continue to be added to the A3 website. Some upcoming additions include a new version of our Adolescent Data Hub, and an adolescent migration dashboard to visualize the movement, needs, and experiences of adolescent migrants. If you want to learn more about how to use the A3 for evidence-based decision-making, reach out to the Girl Center team at a3@popcouncil.org. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we look forward to hearing from you again.